All right, all right, all right. First of all, good morning, good morning. We are still
Man,
in the beautiful city of Columbus, Ohio. And I love it here, man. I was just telling my brother some of my most fondest memories of doing this whole touring thing is being here in Columbus, man. And I often tell people I had a chance to tour the city of the Ohio State University. That's a whole city by itself, man. It was a beautiful
yeah,
experience. I think I've been here every weather condition.
yeah. Nah, you are one of the few poets that would willingly come up here in the winter. Southern poets that would willingly come up here in the winter. Like, I knew like just from a business aspect when I started the Nest that I would only let Southern poets come up here until from about you know April until about October, November. Because after October, November, you can't control the weather here. And so that's when I used to focus on doing community enriching shows, shows where I allow some of our poets to get some shine in some way, shape, or form in front of the home crowd. Because the weather, they're going to bring their people from 30 minutes away, but there ain't nobody coming from 7 hours away. And so, like, even like when I toured, you ever notice that, you always heard from me in the
In
wintertime?
wintertime,
Because I'm
JG
trying
trying to get out of here.
to, for a few years in a row, I would tour from like DC. I would start in like January, and I would tour from DC area down to Miami area, all the way across the Texas area, and all points in between, and then come back. So I planned it out a couple of years where I completely missed all the snow. Literally, I missed all the snow. Like I would leave like that first, second week in January, and I wouldn't come back till like April.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to it as promised. And I don't know if y'all see part of it hanging in the video. We talking about this Emmy, the Emmy award-winning poet, my man JG the Juggernaut. I had to get another excerpt so y'all could see this thing, man. See it like you've seen it on TV. Oh man, I mean, I guess technically you still watch on TV, but like I get to see it. I get to see it firsthand. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good little wait, man. But man, congratulations again.
Yeah, man.
Man, congratulations again, man. Just receiving that, man. That's such an honor, man. So, like, my one of my final questions I want to wait to the end. Like, but what's next for the Juggernaut? What's next for Mr. Gibson?
Man, honestly, bro, and I said this on the Poet Up podcast, shout out to Maul and Blues. Um, I said it then, and Jay Ward too, my bad, Junius.
Salute to Jay Ward.
um, winning the Emmy, man, was frightening. And it was like, yeah, I did it. Because I didn't set out in poetry. So I told you earlier how poetry started for me.
Right.
I literally was on stage with a broken heart. So everything that's happened since that healing that poetry gave me, that therapy poetry gave me, it was truly, it's just been icing on the cake. The relationships that I've had, and so, but, as poets, we have this thing, we're not comedy where there's a Kevin Hart or an Eddie Murphy to aspire to be. It's not, um, we're not music and rap or, those types of things where there's these super high echelons to go to. So we always feel like we're fighting for respect and some of us are fighting for validation and those things. And when I won the Emmy, all of a sudden, I couldn't act like I wasn't accepted. You see where I'm coming
Mm-hmm.
from? Like, it was like, yo, no, the people that voted this for you don't know you, ain't never been to a Nest show, they don't know, they couldn't pick you out of a lineup. They literally did it off the basis of your merit. And that was a tough pill to swallow, like, yo. And so now, for me, it's about just finding that new space that I want to exist in an artist, both just creatively right now, just creatively. Like I always believe that you create it and you pour your heart into it, and it will find a way to make money for you. That's
Right.
one of the realest things. And so, I want to be like, one of the things that I like to talk about is men's health and, you know, mental health specifically. Like, I think that, men don't always do a great job of telling our
No,
stories.
not at all.
We
Absolutely.
don't tell our stories, and there are no mediated spaces for us to tell our stories. And what I mean, I just want to encourage us, one, to tell our stories, but then the project I'm working on is me telling my story. And it's taking a lot longer because honestly, to be completely honest, the courage that it takes to be able to be vulnerable about some of the things that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to want to put that stuff out there. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Facts.
And
Facts.
so, I mean, honestly, I think that that's the thing. So I have an album in the can, and I truly believe it's my best work. And I'm writing a book to go along with
Mm.
that. And so writing the book is taking a little longer than I wanted it to, just because life be lifing, and then also, I mean, I'm not the type to BS. Like, there's also the, do I really want to put this out because it's gonna come? I know the criticism is gonna come with it, and so, I mean, honestly, I've made the resolve that I'm going to do that and do it rather rapidly. I just, as we were talking yesterday, I realized that August of '05 really marks 20 years of me being on stage.
Mm.
So,
Let's go.
I feel like I owe it to myself. I love y'all, truly I do, but this is more about me. I owe it to myself to
Yes.
really try to commemorate 20 years, because it's like 20 years. Like, you can't tell me. I didn't start with this 20 years in mind. I'm still gonna be on stage. It's still gonna be saying poems, but to actually have done it, it's like, oh shoot, I need to commemorate this.
Yes, man.
So
That shows longevity and it contributes to your legacy, man.
yeah. So
And for the title legend, that solidifies legend.
yeah, hey man, you know what? That's the word that, I mean, that type of word. It's crazy, man. To because I know how I came up, and I remember, like I said earlier, you know, I started at Black Pearl, and I remember um, they brought all these legends in to perform as features, and I remember never. I didn't realize that Talam AC was a legend when I saw him. I didn't realize Sonia Renee was a legend when I saw her. I didn't realize these things, and I've been able to see Mo Brown. I've been able to see Jive Poetic. I've been able to see these dope poets, and didn't realize, oh snap, now I recognize. Oh my goodness, I was so fortunate. I've been so fortunate over the years. So when somebody throws that title at me, it's like, you know, I'm like, damn, like, people view me the way I view some of these other people. That's kind of crazy to me.
Yep.
Like, I've graduated from that, that young whippersnapper to now, I go to the gas station. What up, Unc? Unc. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Unc, wait a minute.
it's
Yeah.
funny hearing that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, but you know what? At the same time,
It's a title of respect, though.
it's a
It is.
title of respect. It's a lot of cats that don't get to make it to Unc. There's a lot of cats
Facts.
that don't have the respect where anybody would call them Unc. So, I take it with a grain of salt, but I think it's time for me to commemorate 20 years. So
As you
this
should,
year,
man.
yeah, this year commemorate 20 years will be pretty fun.
As we should. And when this interview releases, it'll be the week my brother's birthday, man. He's about to do it big.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, this is
So we
like,
definitely celebrating this week, putting this out at the right time, the right week.
yeah, oh yeah, because I mean, like, I've celebrated. I never really had I had never really had a lot of birthday parties growing up, and I've never like this. And so this is, again, I'm a summer baby. July 15th is my birthday, and so summer babies know this struggle, and people who have birthdays during the school year don't. Like, remember when you was in school, a
Everybody
person's
got to
birthday
celebrate birthday.
February, they
Yeah.
want to bring the cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we gonna have a little party for Tommy. Like, that was never my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? My son, I couldn't pass out. I couldn't pass out invitation to a birthday party in the classroom, right? You know what I mean? So, the Nest and the Thursday night poetry, I've probably celebrated my birthday there, man, at least 9, 10 times.
That's dope,
And
man.
it's always been a really well attended show. It's always been, I've always had a lot of fun. This year, you got Moses West coming. Like,
Shout out Moses.
shout out Mo. And, me and Mo, I've been trying to get Mo here since I started in that in 2013. And so, there's been times where it didn't work. There's been times where, like, they had a killer ticket available and he was booked already for that week. You know what I mean? Or something like that. So, to have him come up, this would be the first time he said he's ever stepped foot in Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it'll be
dope.
the first time he's ever featured at the Nest.
They gonna, hey, Ness and all residents of Ohio, especially in Columbus, you gonna love that dude.
Yeah. So, honestly, like, and then it's a Nas concert next weekend I'm going to. So, Nas and the Columbus Symphony Orchestra, like,
Can't beat
come
that.
on, you can't beat that, man.
that,
It's going to be a
man.
great weekend, man. Looking
Can't
forward
beat
to
that.
it.
Well, man, thanks for joining the show, man. Y'all, man, hey, you see this episode, share with everybody. And I'm really excited about it because, man, we got to walk with you. I get to, like, maybe talk about historical things, man, because that's going to be new for my show. Like, man, I'm getting all this extra footage. And it's very enriching, man, especially when you got to talk about the history of certain places here in Columbus. That's the beautiful part of it, man.
Yeah,
But that shows who you are, man. I hope that everybody get to see how a beautiful person's brother is, man, how genuine he is, man.
Man,
So
Columbus
knowledgeable.
is a hidden gem, man, in a lot of different ways, man. Because
Yeah, I learned a lot. That was dope.
we get stuck between, like, when people think Ohio, they automatically think Cleveland, and shout out to Cleveland. Like, that's, and oftentimes they think Cincinnati, but the crazy part is, Columbus actually has just been growing as a city exponentially, and it is a lot of the history of Columbus is ignorant even to people that live in Columbus. And so it's like once I learned it, it's like, I became that annoying person, that just got saved. I want to share it with everybody. You know what I mean?
But I love it though. Somebody who's not from here, like, oh man, tell me more.
Yeah.
But it's always like that when you get some kind of level of knowledge that everybody ain't privy to.
Yeah.
And you excited about it, you want to share it. So I feel that's dope though.
The thing is to know that Columbus is the home of the first project in the country.
That's
That's
dope,
crazy.
That's dope.
And then to know that project was built on a shantytown that was, like, that's crazy. Like, cause you never, like, I walk my neighborhood all the time, and like, when I first started coming to this area of the city, I had no clue. Like, and I think that's true for a lot of traditionally black neighborhoods. We don't know that this place that we walk past on a regular basis, Count Basie may have played there, or Duke Ellington may have played there, but we don't know it, because that was 70 years ago. And I think, honestly, like, it's important for us to be able to know those stories, to understand, you come from, quote unquote, the hood, but let's talk about what your hood has been traditionally for your community. You know what I mean? Your hood traditionally for your community has been more because it had to be more. That's the thing, is that we're at a level of choice. We could all move to the suburbs now if we wanted to. But when we didn't have that option, this neighborhood was everything to us. And that's huge, right? So what else has your neighborhood been? You know what I mean? And I don't think that, again, learning the things that I've learned about Columbus, it's been real crazy, because I'm sitting there thinking, like, well, what was it like in other places I've been, other places I've lived? What was it like there? You know what I mean? Like, it's, like, I was watching a Black Panther documentary when I was living in Toledo a few years ago, and I saw that they had, like, the Toledo branch of the Black Panther Party was in the documentary, and I'm like, well, where is that building at?
Wow, I didn't even know that.
You know what I'm saying?
Toledo. Wow.
Yeah, but the thing is, there were branches everywhere. You know what I mean? So it was like, where was the branch in your city?
When I think Black Panther, I think about the big cities. I know Philly, Cali, of course Oakland.
Yeah.
But like some places in New York.
But there were branches all over.
That's crazy.
There were branches all over, and it's like, so where was that branch? You know what I mean? Where was the branch in your area? Where did those people meet? Like, like, I think you was at Nats, what was it, 2014 when it was in Oakland?
No, I didn't make that.
You didn't make that one?
I was trying to. Bro.
Yeah, when they had, when they had the gathering in Little Bobby Hutton Park. Like, that's crazy. Like, when you really think about what happened in that situation, it's like, oh snap. Like, there's this park, and they were actually putting up like a mural, a Black Panther mural in that time. That was part of one of the things that we did with the poets. They had like this mural. We were tying things onto a fence in the shape of the Black Panther logo.
Wow.
Yeah, like
That's dope.
yeah. What is your neighborhood? What is your neighborhood? You know
That's
what I mean?
dope, man. Man, I want to say thank you for coming out, bro. Well, thanks for letting me interview. I came out here. Let me fix that up. Thanks for allowing me to be in your space and you to share your story, man. Any last words for our listeners, man? Or anybody who want to get into what you're doing, man? What something you want to leave encouraging for them?
Nah, I tell you what, man. Tap in with me on all Instagram platforms. I'm a true believer in branding. Everything that I do is at blame JG. You go at blame like it's my fault I did it, JG. And tap in with me. Tap in with me, hit me up. What have you? I'll respond. Those types of things. I may be in your city saying some poems or just hanging out, something like that. I love to I travel for my day job. So like I always want restaurant suggestions of where to go. You know what I mean? When I'm in
Right.
certain places, like where's the good place to go eat at? So, or tap in, man. Like you never know when I might pop up in your city, something like that.
There you go.
Holla at your boy, man.
Y'all heard it here, man. You heard it here first. You know what I'm saying?
First.
But y'all know what it is. Be loved, be great, be kind. Stay on the grind. See y'all next time. Peace.